With the goal of connecting with people through dance and creating innovative and humble community leaders, my dance team Sleepless Collective was created in 2015 at UCSD by Shangpu. I've never met the guy, but I'm super thankful, and I wanted to show you why.
Yes.
Okay, so the first question is, what made you want to join Sleepless?
Oh, okay. Fun fact. Like to be completely honest, I definitely auditioned for Sleepless because my big was on it and like another girl I was close to on Cat Off was on it, but I wasn't really like invested in the team. But then like there was no trial period. They just kind of took me and they were like, "Oh, you're on." And then the first practice, we were like signing contracts, which I never experienced before. Every other team I'd been on prior with like there was like a period of time to feel it out. So it was just kind of like, ah, gotcha. So I was like, I guess I'll just vibe. So that was the original reason. And then I just kind of slowly, I guess, like it was kind of cool or whatever. So kind of like fell in love or something. I don't know.
That's like pretty crazy. I can't believe you like fell in love.
Yeah, my first love, to be
Wow.
honest.
And speaking of this, since you've experienced Sleepless through so many like different like mediums, like such as in person slash over Zoom slash like directing in Korea, and also through like being a general member and then operations, and then did you go from operations to artistic director?
Yeah, I was like dreamers for a
Um,
period.
okay.
But yeah, same time as ops.
Mm, okay. So then artistic director to exec. So like how, and like you could talk about how these experiences are different, but is there something like a common thing that makes you in your experience of doing all these different things for Sleepless that just makes you want to like keep doing it?
Hmm, good question. I think when you start off, or my experience, when I started off as a general member, what really made the team was the like leadership. Like a lot of the people who were most impactful for me and like I don't know, made practices so enjoyable, always had me laughing, like were the people who were like above me. I didn't even talk to them all the time, but like I looked up to them so much and they really made like such a positive environment for me. And I feel like that is like such a big reason that I wanted to give back and like was so invested in the team. It's like I wanted to like make sure that other people got that kind of experience as well. Because I think at the end of the day, like dance is so subjective. Your experience on a dance team and like your growth as a dancer is so dependent on like where you are and who you're surrounded by and how like other factors impact you as well. So like because I had such a good experience as a general member and was like constantly pushing myself, I like really was invested in like yeah, creating that for other people. And I think the fact that Sleepless also is like so based in freestyle. I remember every cipher when I first joined after mid-year, I just had like mad imposter syndrome, but in the way that like everyone was so fucking nasty. I was like, what am I doing here? But they were so supportive that I was like, I have to like work on myself to like get better. And it wasn't like other people were pressuring me to like get better in like a negative way. Like I was just so inspired that I was like, I want to be on that level. It was like an internal growth type of thing. But I think because my experience my first year was so good and was what made me like fall so in love with the team. Like I literally have I feel like in my brain there's no question that I just need to keep coming back. And also I think being in different positions and seeing things that could make the team better, like I want to work on that constantly because I feel like there's like no one's perfect, like no team is perfect, but I don't think there's any excuse not to try to continuously grow and like be the best version of like the team. So even though like there were flaws when I first joined, I feel like going through different positions and seeing, I don't want to say flaws, but just like things that could be improved on in different areas. Like, I don't know. It just like literally, I guess to like say it in easy terms, I feel like I just want Sleepless to literally be like the best version of a team that could exist. Like, and I feel like it is because like before joining Sleepless, I've been on a lot of teams, like throughout high school and like the Berkeley dance community and like studios in Oakland. Like I was on a lot of teams and I never been impacted the way that Sleepless did. So I don't know, I'm just very invested.
And it's crazy because like you said something about like how your like Elship your first year was like so good and they made it so good. And I was like, wow, like I felt exactly the same way. And like yeah, Elship just made me love Sleepless so much, you know? You kind of already answered this, but basically the last question is what uh what do you feel makes Sleepless special?
There are a lot of things, like literally, I don't like list off things. I think the fact that, okay, hmm, I think the biggest word that comes to mind right now is community. So like not just in the sense of like the people are supportive, but the fact that we care, like our like Sleepless is like mission statement, like prioritize being like a member of the community rather than like being the best. Like I realized, especially over quarantine, I think the competition community is really toxic, and like oh, there are a lot of flaws in like not like the people, but like the structure of how things work. And I think the fact that Sleepless isn't like, oh my God, we need to be number one all the time. We need to have practices until we look perfect. Like I really like that shows on the people. Like I don't know, like everyone at least seems for the most part to want to be there rather than like having to be there. And I think that like plays in like how supportive everyone naturally is of each other. Like we don't need to tell people like, oh, like don't forget to like encourage one another. Like everyone already like hypes people up so much and like is invested in their like teammates' growth. And I don't know, like wants to hang out with each other all the time. It doesn't feel like a team, but like genuinely does feel like a family in just so many aspects. And like I really sometimes do think it just comes down to like the goals of the team. And I guess that changes with like every director, but at the end of the day, like we literally are here to like be community members. And I've never heard of a team before Sleepless that had that goal. Maybe that. Who's to say? Who's to say? Maybe just the vibes. Good vibes.
Yeah, I was gonna say how like that's so true because I feel like I have like I thought for a second that I became extroverted because of Sleepless. I realized like I didn't, but like when I'm around Sleepless people, like I want to be extroverted and I basically want to like,
Mm-mm.
them all the time. And like that's weird.
Right,
I was
right,
never like that. So it's like I have an addiction to Sleepless basically.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fully understand.
So David, hello. Hey. Sorry. So, okay.
Sorry, do I look at here or here?
Hi there.
Okay. First question is, what made you want to join Sleepless?
I wanted to join Sleepless because
So I have a little bit of history with Sleepless.
Yeah.
I think it was just the dance community I was already in.
That's a good question.
What made you want to join Sleepless? Honestly, I've been wanting to join since first year.
hear my favorite song. You just don't know the words, but I still fuck with you. You just ain't never heard.
That nigga so fine, he got the dick, you can feel in your spine. Yeah, that's what they say about baby. You know that them bitches don't play about baby. Baby, she come on, come. I'm looking like when, she looking like now. Some more came in, said they wanted two. I tatted my brother, bitch, I'm out. I know.
I'm kidding.
Bitch, you got a car. Bitch, you got a car. Yo, was all stock, yeah, I put a little money, then I ground it to the top. 01 CRV, barely took it to the shop. Automatic, big caddy, and I'm never gonna stop.
That's just like I wanted to join Sleepless because I feel like I took the pre-on and I felt like it reminded me of like my high school dance team where people were like really enthusiastic about dance, yet it was kind of different because people were super supportive and I was definitely looking for that. Going into my college dance team, everyone was like cheering for each other. Everyone was like super loud and like really outgoing, and I just really liked that.
And what do you feel is special about Sleepless?
I feel like there's definitely like, when it comes to dance, there can be a pretty competitive atmosphere where there has to be a balance between competition and enjoyment of the team you're in, like living in the moment or looking to the future kind of. And I think that Sleepless does a good job of balancing the two. We're not too relaxed to where we're not prepared for real dance competitions, things like that, but we definitely are we're really in the moment. We care about each other, and I feel like the moment is what matters more to us than like competition. And if you focus on the present moment and you're with your like teammates at every step, then naturally it'll be that way. So yeah, I think we're just really supportive of each other, and I think that's really special.
And you've experienced Sleepless kind of through 3 different mediums, like coming in when it was normal, like non-COVID time, just as a general member, and then becoming a captain during completely COVID time, and then now you're the director and it's in person again for the first time after like a year. And I'm just wondering, how does that like change feel to you?
Throughout the time I've been here, Sleepless, what changes is that the people change, so there's always something about the dynamic that changes. This year we have a lot of like new faces. It's very, we have a lot of freshmen, younger people, and not a lot of them have danced in person, so it's like a breath of fresh air kind of. Lots of like new kids coming. When I was on as a member, I noticed I was very shy and I kind of hesitated to feel like I had a stake in the dance team, so I was just doing my job as a member, trying to be the cleanest, best dancer I could, but I definitely was like very quiet. Now being director in person, it's definitely completely different from anything I've ever experienced, because captain during COVID is nothing like even captain in person. Not only that, but director is like a lot more work. So plus I feel that since my co-director Grace is in Korea, there's a lot of things that I feel like that have been on my mind, but it's definitely very rewarding. I love that I feel like I'm a lot more intentional with my time on Sleepless. I have a lot of things to think about. I think about all the members. I think about how they would be happy. And this is kind of like off topic, but as a psychology major, I really like thinking about like group dynamics and what makes teams of people and individuals happy and motivated. The one thing I think that has stayed the same throughout these changes is that, again, it's very cliche, but everyone is really like honestly supportive, and it's really genuine. You can tell it's real because people do it out of the team, like behind the cameras. Like, it doesn't matter if you're being recorded or like you're being posted on Instagram or like you're on the team. If you're on the team, people applaud you for what you do as long as you're like chasing growth, and that's the one thing that I've
first and foremost, like, what started my interest in Sleepless was just that I had a lot of upperclassmen friends who were on it. Like, Grace, well, she's director now, but back then I think she was captain or like intern or something. Operations, yeah. You got it. But basically, like, my first exposure to Sleepless was me getting partnered with her during DP, which is also like when I fell in love with dance. So she was like there for that. And then I was like, oh my god, I want to join Sleepless. And then tried out, didn't make it, but then I tried out again and I did make it, and I honestly love it so much on this team.
What made Sleepless so special that you were like motivated to like re-audition?
I think it's just that, I mean, even after I didn't make it, I didn't see that as like something to push me away from the team. It was just like, it just made it made me want to join it more, because it's like, I already looked up to them, and then it's like, oh, like I didn't make it, I wasn't quite there yet. Like, that just showed to me just how good of a team Sleepless was, and how much work I needed to put in order to make it on the team. And then just also because weighing all my options, like, there was never like any other team that really got into my head besides Sleepless, where I was like, I need to be on this team. And so I'm here now.
How is Sleepless different from the perspective of being on L-Ship as captain versus being a general member last year?
I guess it puts more responsibility in it for me. And it's weird because like Sleepless is something that I love. And now that I'm on L-Ship, it's like a part of my responsibility to cultivate it and like make it something for like other people to love as well. And I feel like that's what makes it different for me. Like, when I was a general member on the team last year, it was kind of just like, I just got to enjoy Sleepless, but now I have to make Sleepless a thing to enjoy. So it's like, I'm on like the reverse side of it now. So just like cultivating the community, like within and like outside of Sleepless, just because that's also something that's really important to me. I feel like you can't have good dance without a good community behind it. And so that's like also something that's
Cold world and full law and co-starring. We both flexing, both Jackson, both guarding. These cap niggas that rap with piss pole jogging. My latest whip, my latest chick was both foreign. I know all my hoes miss me. I've been the shit since I hit elementary.
So hard one, go five.
I'm moving his head.
What? You guys keep...
In this one, like some of the hard-hitting moves, you're gonna want to hit softly, okay? Kind of like you're channeling your inner Jared, okay?
Hi. So I didn't see you.
Oh, is it recording?
It's me being sexy.
Hi, my name is David. I'm a junior.
Serving, living, screaming, crying, shitting.
After I did cat off in my freshman fall quarter. When I joined cat off, I joined this like freshman dance team called cat off.
I tried out for the team after my cat off year.
Like when they were telling us in cat off, like, oh, you should join this team, you should join this team.
Oh, when I did cat off, after cat off, I wanted to like continue dance.
Yeah, 뭐를 하든 항상 제대로 내 게임 환영해 나의 시대로 나는 시간 절대 안 봐.
After I did cat off, like a lot of people recommended Sleepless to me because they said like the vibes were really good. And I was also looking at a lot of other teams, but I really wanted to be part of a competitive team. And I actually didn't know that Sleepless was so freestyle oriented. So when I got here and we like cyphered this much, I was really scared. But I don't regret joining because like the people are amazing and I love like doing everything with the team, so it's awesome. I think Sleepless like is very family-like, and you usually like won't be able to find that in a team because there are like cliques and everything with such a big group. But I think the good thing about Sleepless is that like everyone gets along so well and everyone vibes together really well. So it's just like literally like talking with the family every practice, and it's always so much fun and everyone's so supportive and humble, and I love them. When I was just a member last year, like I definitely did not know that L-Ship works this hard for the team. Like I knew that they worked like a lot, but I think I was like very humbled after I joined L-Ship, and I realized like the amount of work that every like member puts in, not just like one. Like obviously like captains and directors do a lot, but I think being on L-Ship opened my eyes to like how much the other roles do, because you guys honestly do like so much. Yeah, I think that, and also like just being in a leadership position, I think it humbled me to be a lot more serving to the team rather than to myself, because last year I was very like, what is that word? I was focused a lot on growing and improving in dance, but I think being in L-Ship, I really want to see others grow and like help the members of my team grow. So I think that's a big perspective change. My practice is dedicated to cleaning and body control, but with that being said, like you really can't learn to be clean or have like an immense like amount of body control in one day. So this practice is more to introduce you guys to the concepts in it rather than perfecting it.
Getting nails and feet done and I hit it. Yeah, you ain't shit, bitch. Claim you independent, but you ain't did shit. Living section that still can't pay rent. You ain't shit, bitch. So you're treasure with your mama and you ain't raised shit, but you want that child support. What you think this is? Double could you let him smash? I don't mean he ever knew ya.
I feel like throughout college, I've struggled to find a place where I could really like grow in my own style. So I was constantly like transitioning like team to team, like trying to find my place. And Sleep was really attracted to me because of like all they seemed really driven, first of all, and I always admired their style. They seemed like really talented, so I felt like I would push myself like if I got in. So and I got in, so I was really happy about that.
How do you feel that your role as a dreamer has changed your experience on Sleepless compared to last year with just being a general member?
I feel like my role as a dreamer is one step forward to like pushing myself in terms of leadership, because in the past I've never really taught a class or led many things, so even though I feel like it's a right step towards being possibly a captain the next year, just like preparing myself how to organize and plan classes for the team, and try to just like planning, like hopefully bringing my previous knowledge from either ballet or just general dance to the team.
We're just gonna start asking. I'm just gonna start asking. What made you want to join Sleepless? So, what made you want to join Sleepless?
Because Sleepless is the only comp team that I got into.
How does it feel?
How could you do this? Sorry.
How does it feel for practices to be normal again? Because you've been on Sleepless for like such a long time, and you've experienced it in like so many different like versions. So like, how does this version feel?
I think it's like different. I think the fact that it comes up after like all the quarantine stuff, I can feel like people are really hungry to dance, and everyone's really hungry to grow, which I feel is really needed in the community, because I felt like the hunger for growth kind of like dies down, and people just wanted to be there for more social reasons and to like hang out and everything. But then like I feel like the quarantine made people more like passionate to dance.
What do you think that? What do you feel makes Sleepless and the experience of being on Sleepless special?
I think it's definitely like the people. It's always fun. Every year it's always a different vibe that comes into Sleepless depending on the people and the memories you kind of make. And also the fact that being forced to come together with a group of people regardless of how tired you are, sometimes that's the thing that kind of like pushes you to like continue life, if that makes sense. Like that gives you the energy to wake up the next day to like do your work because of those tiny memories that you make with your friends. So I think that's what makes Sleepless special to a lot of people.
You've had a lot of like different roles in Sleepless, so now like going from director to dreamer, how does like that change feel? And how has your like Sleepless experience, I guess, changed?
I think it definitely changed a good amount, just from the fact that like knowing everything about a team and taking a step back to knowing so little about the team, about like what's going on. I guess it comes with pros and cons. Like the pros is definitely like it's less burden on you, less stress, less thinking and more having fun. But also I think I guess it was nice to see like to be on the other side, to be like led and to have more trust on the people that you are being leaned from. Like I have been in a leadership position for super long, so it's really weird to be able to trust someone instead of being trusted on. And I feel like as a person, you kind of need to experience both and be comfy with both. Otherwise, it's gonna be a weakness of sorts to yourself.
Cut. Whoa.
Smoking out the window.
How could you do this to me?
and so that made me be like, oh, maybe I should go try out for Sleepless too.
When we went to dance in college after high school, I did like contemporary. So when I did cutoff, after that I kind of wanted to continue dancing. So then I joined Sleepless and I got on, which is pretty cool.
I really like that everyone on Sleepless is like super supportive, and then also all of L-ship always tries to give you a lot of opportunities to grow. Like last year I really liked that we did our, what was it, like Sleepless Grow More.
Yeah.
And I did like the make choreo track, so it gave me the opportunity to like make choreo constantly and like work on those types of skills that I wouldn't have done on my own. And it's just like having constant opportunities to like freestyle and just learn new things.
I think Sleep is special because it's like very tight knit community. Everyone's like friends on the team, and it's very very a family type oriented. So I love that, and I love like growing together as a family, the team.
For most of the year being on Zoom last year, like how does it feel? Like how does the change feel to be all in person now?
It's definitely so much nicer. Like you can feel everyone's energy and like their support so much better in person. Like people cheering for you on Zoom is like really nice, but it's really not the same as like having a circle of people supporting you and just like hearing their like screams echo in the parking lot, and you're like, wow, that's my team.
You've been on Sleepless for a few years, and each of those years were like very different in terms of people and like in terms of the COVID situation. And now you're also on L-ship, so like how has that change been for you? And with that change, do you still feel like anything remains the same?
I feel like Sleepless has always been Sleepless to me because of the people like Grace and like Aldo. They're still on the team, right? So I feel like they have been making Sleepless what it is. But in general, Sleepless has definitely changed, but in a good way though. So everything has been more about growing and growing together, and it's really cool to see people like starting to like come in and are able to like adapt and like integrate into the family super well. So yes.
And way more energy, y'all. Let's go. I want to do two special groups, okay? The reason why I call them special groups is because I have nothing to do with who's up there and who I choose. I think it's important to know where we're at in this day and age of dance, where a lot of people are relying on other people to validate them as a dancer. Yeah, especially on social media. We're like, oh, I want to do that, or oh, I want to get this, and oh, I want to look like that. So if I do this and that, maybe I'll look like that, or maybe I'll get that, or maybe I'll achieve that. I want you guys to reframe your mindset to think, I have to choose myself first so that I can trust myself and then I can get better, right? Because if you take a class, and this happens a lot, it's happened to me, and you're like, oh, you get select, and the teacher does like one of these. Right? And then you go home like, dang, I must like suck. Like, or like, I must have did really badly in that class. It has nothing to do with that. And what I want to do is validate you guys as people and as dancers to actually reframe and be like, okay, I'm just gonna do it. I choose myself. I don't have to like ask for someone's approval to be like, you know what I'm saying? Like it happens all the time, and that's kind of the pain that I feel for our community. We think that way. If I don't get picked, I'm not a good dancer. Or if I don't get select, I'm not a good dancer. If I'm not in this video, I'm not a good dancer. Right? Train yourself to think for yourselves, to choose yourself, okay? I'm going to get, let's say, 6 or 7 people that want to just do their thing, try it, and it's a practice of choosing, okay? If you don't go, it has nothing to do with your lack of trying. If you're not ready, you're not ready, fine. But for those people that are like, okay, I feel compelled to do this, so I want to go up. 6 or 7. Hey, okay, that's okay. Nice. Let's go. All right, y'all. Here we go.
Let's go. So last year when I joined Cat Off, that was
in a group with like different styles for hip hop, and my advisor at the time, her name was Yujin. She hella plugged Sleepless, and that was like honestly the best decision I've ever made. Like I was honestly so nervous auditioning, but like best choice I've ever made. Like Sleepless is literally my home away from home, and like yeah, Yujin literally changed my life.
And speaking of which, last year since you were like on Zoom for the whole year, do you think that like successfully dancing and being so involved through Zoom last year was in part thanks to anything about Sleepless in particular, as in helping you to like be able to do that and be motivated to do that?
Yeah, of course. So I think like Elship honestly did like such an amazing job. Like obviously it's really hard to connect with people through Zoom, but they were always like checking in on me and like making sure that I was feeling comfortable and I was feeling involved with the team. And I feel like that is like such an important thing within a team, with how like things are run and how people like care for each other. Even just like the team members in general, like always checking in on me, and that's something I'm really thankful for.
What are you looking forward to this year on the team?
I'm honestly really looking forward to just growing in general. I feel like moving in from Zoom last year to in person this year was such a different experience, and I'm honestly so grateful to be able to dance with the people that I'm dancing with now, because everyone is always so loving and so encouraging, and it's just like such a nice, safe place to grow. And yeah, I'm excited to see everyone else grow as well.
Oh, me too. So the first question is, what made you want to join Sleepless?
I saw them at Fusion Kickoff, and they were so nasty. And then I asked around in the dance community like which team I should go for, because I was gonna audition for all of them, and I got a lot of recommendations for Sleepless just because the team's vibe and Elship specifically was supposed to be like so sweet and so nurturing. So yeah.
Oh, and what do you think is special about Sleepless?
Everything. I think like our environment that we create is so special and unique because everyone is so supportive and everyone brings such a different aspect to the team, so it's almost like comparison is encouraged just to grow, but discouraged just in the sense that I would never say someone is better than someone else just because we all have such different styles, but I think we also all like learn so much from each other, and it's just like everyone has a really good vibe and it's a really nice place to come to every week for practice.
And like ever since last year, there's been a lot of changes, like for example going from Zoom to in person, and also from being a general member to now internal. So like how has that like change been for you? And also like do you feel like there's something that remains the same despite those changes?
I think it changes a lot just because Zoom dancing is not it. Like they did a great job with Zoom. I really commend Elship last year for making that work, but in person it's just a completely different experience. I think it's so much easier to dance when there's supportive energy around you. In terms of being an Elship member, it makes me feel a lot more involved and connected to not only the team but the dance community, but I like it more than being a Gen member because I'm very up to date on everything. I feel very connected, and I think that's like a huge part of the dance. It is more work, but I don't know, it gives me an opportunity to put more work into something I'm passionate about, which makes me feel good. So I like it a lot, and I like that my job is getting to know everyone on the team because I love getting to know people, and I'm really, really happy with every member of the team and how they connect with everyone else, and I feel like I connect with them, and it's really cool just to see new friendships being made all the time.
Okay, so to start simply, what made you want to join Sleepless?
Oh, Sleepless?
Yeah.
I kind of, so like when they were telling us in Kharov, like, oh, you should join this team, you should join this team, I heard that this was the more choreograph-based team, and also I went to their preview night, and it was like Grace and Carlo teaching, and like, I love the choreo so much, so I came for auditions.
What do you feel special about Sleepless?
We got a note about it, but it's like a family, I guess. Other teams, it's kind of like people people are separated into their own like cliques and stuff, but Sleepless is like, well, I could be here and then just walk to a different group and talk to them. It's like, yeah.
That's so true. You've been on Sleepless for a while, since like your freshman year. Like, why have you like decided to stay, even though each year like people go in and out and new people come in?
I think even though people have like changed, it still feels the same, like the environment's still the same. And I just feel the most comfortable like dancing with the people that were here before and that are still here.
director at the time was on Sleepless, so she really pushed it a lot. We had countless workshops from Sleepless people. Grace did one, Jaden was not on Sleepless at the time did one, Jess also did one. So I think like a lot of the times like when talking about it, our core Justin also like really was talking about you grow a lot in dance, but also just like the general like atmosphere and vibes, if one might say, where like I think what really drew me to the team because I came to like the pre-auditions and they were all on Zoom, but like still the choreographers were so supportive. Like Danica and Tamara like absolutely like killed like everything, and so like I literally fell in love with like the team, like just like from the pre-auds, and it was like on Zoom and like 15 people, and like I just knew like if I wanted to be on a dance team, it was gonna be Sleepless. I think it's like just like our support of one another is insane. Like I really like this system that we have going on where like they ask like the members to speak at the end of like each rehearsal on like what they learned. I am like learning so much from just hearing other people's takeaways, just like, oh my god, I like absolutely did not think about that. And it's like each time it's just like growing like in theory and then growing like just like in thoughts as well. So fuck, so good. Yeah, but it's so valuable to like just like to be able to study with you guys and feel like we're friends, and then come and dance with you guys, and like I'm just like damn, like I could spend all day. So like it just makes practice fun. Yeah, and very special. Like performing, bro, like it's gonna be insane. I don't know whether we're gonna take like whether mask-less performance will be a thing, but like I can't wait to see how we integrate like facials, or like just training facials is like something that like I've done with like Indian classical, but never on like a hip hop team. So like I'm really excited like if we get to like do that part of dancing. I feel like last year was just on Zoom, so it was like I feel like you didn't really get to know people as people, rather their dance styles. So like I think like I got to like see how people danced, but like what the thought that they put behind their movements was like not a thing. So like now that we're like here and like it's like my like second quarter on the team, and it's just like third quarter on the team. Yeah. Like hearing to like hear like people's voices, and then just like know who they are as people, and like see that in their dance is like yeah, very good communication on Sleepless Collective.
audition for Sleepless in Ascension. Actually, I didn't go to Ascension auditions. I was just like, oh, Sleepless is fine, like I'll get it. And I did, so. I think what's special is that like, everyone, like kind of comes from somewhere different. Like, we're not all from the same place. Like, I speak for myself at least, and like, I think everybody here like just genuinely like loves dancing and like hyping each other up, and just like, I feel like we've just kind of formed kind of like a family unit. So where now it's like, if you don't have practice, it's weird. And that's what I think special. And that everyone just like is on their little dance journey together. I think it's really cool.
How does it feel to be in person this year versus being on Zoom last year?
Oh my god, it's so much fucking better. Are you kidding me? Like, literally like a million times better. Just like, I'm like, all the fun shit that we're gonna do, like comp season and like the retreat and like bonding and like all that good stuff. But like, I'm excited to like make up for the year that we didn't get last year.
I think I wanted to join Sleepless because after Cat Off I wanted to like continue dancing. At the same time I also wanted to like develop my freestyling. So it's like a good like combination of both. And also like, I think a lot of my friends joined. It's like partly a social thing. Like the vibes at Sleepless are like very good. I think the like safe learning environment is what's special about it. Like, for example, the practice today, it was like really like, everyone was really vulnerable and like experimental, and I feel like that's really rare to find in a team, because like everyone's like worried about like, oh, am I gonna look bad in front of like this director or like whatever the fuck, right? But like it's more just about like personal growth and like just getting better as a dancer, and I think definitely like especially this year is like really special. Yeah.
You've been on the team on like different years.
Yeah.
And while both of those are very different, like how has Sleepless changed for you, and how has it like remained the same?
I think it's always a pretty supportive environment. So when I joined freshman year, I think like everyone was really friendly obviously, but for some reason I still felt like there was like sort of cliques. Like it wasn't like clicky, but like there's like definitely people that other people would prefer to talk to, and like they'd like default to doing that like every practice, and then it felt like, oh shit, I can only talk to like these 3 people or whatever, right? And you know, I mean that's not the worst thing, but like that's also just, I think it's like pretty normal. But this year it's like, it's more fluid. Like I feel like everyone's comfortable talking to everyone, everyone's comfortable in front of everyone. I think it makes for like a really safe, like again, safe learning environment where it's like people can just do what they want to do instead of worrying about what other people think. Things that stay the same is like the hard working part of it. Like I think especially my year, like we haven't done set building yet, but my year, the first time when we were doing set building, is like really serious, but at the same time like everyone had the same goal of like, oh, we just want to look good, you know, like everyone was committed to that same goal, and everyone was like focused every practice. And I feel like we have the same thing here, where it's like when practice starts, people are like they're in there, and they're like, they always want to learn, like they're like fucking hungry, you know.
honestly, I've been wanting to join since first year. And I don't know, I keep asking myself, like, why didn't I ever join? And I feel like I was just scared, because I always heard that this was like really freestyle based, and I was scared of that. And like everyone's like, no, don't be, like, Grace is on it, like a lot of people from like Cat Off You were on it. So I was like, why am I not doing it? Like, but I just got psyched in my head and I got pulled into other dance. So when I joined this year, I really just was like focused on like self-improvement as a dancer and as a person. And I feel like Sleepless is the perfect like wild energy but like support group that I wanted. And like that's exactly what it is. So
what made me want to join Sleepless? Basically I was at home all last year and I didn't know anything that was going on campus. So I went to like YouTube and the dance videos, I think like the competitive videos from 2019, I saw it and I was like, oh my god, they're so good. I want to join this team. And I went to the workshops and everyone was so nice. So I was like, I have to audition.
So I have a little bit of history with Sleepless. I tried out for the team after my Cat Off year, which was about 2 years ago. I did not get in, but I really enjoyed the experience, and I knew that Sleepless was already a freestyle focused team, and at this point, after quarantine, I was like, shit, I'm trying to improve my freestyle, I'm trying to grow as a dancer. I think Sleepless would be a really good place to go. So I went to the pre-auditions, went to the auditions, tried my best to have fun, and I ended up on the team. So I think everything sort of worked out.
Okay, so it's actually kind of a long story. I grew up dancing, and there was 1 year where I decided to stop dancing so that I could pursue track. But after not having dance in my life, I realized how much I valued it and how much it meant to me. So seeing the opportunity to be part of a community that's so loving and welcoming and also passionate about dance, I couldn't pass up the opportunity.
Well, coming in as a first year, like I always wanted to join like another dance team because I danced in the past, and I really wanted to find that team that was like, okay, that's gonna be the team that like I'm gonna stick with. It's gonna I want to create that like community, And then I was like looking at a bunch of groups or whatever. I went to a bunch of pre-outs and everything, their workshops, and then I'm like, oh, okay, they're like cool, like really good dancing, but like the community part wasn't like there. And then I learned from Nicole, and then from her I got hooked. I'm like, oh shit, like I need to see what this is like about. And then I saw she was gonna teach at Sleepless. I didn't know what it was or whatever, but I'm like, okay, like there's gonna be another pre-op that we're going to that, and I went to that. And compared to all the other like groups and like little teams that I like went to go check out, Sleepless was the one where like I felt like comfortable, and I felt like I wasn't like left out, or like I wasn't like just dancing. Like I was there dancing to like dope ass choreo while like having so much fun with like the people there. I'm like, these are the people that I want to try to like be with.
Well, I'm a newbie to UCSB, so it's my freshman year, and I really wanted to get myself back into dance after the pandemic, and yeah, I've been this year.
I think it was just the dance community I was already in. Sleepless was already kind of a familiar team, so I kind of just didn't really put any thought into if UCSD had any other teams. I just knew that I wanted to dance, and since Sleepless was kind of already familiar to the people who I knew, I just decided to audition.
I think what made me wanted to join Sleepless was honestly the first reason was because of the community. I think that it was very supportive, and it would kind of give me an environment where I could learn dance and grow in, and just like be amongst a lot of other dancers that love dancing as well.
And what do you feel is special about Sleepless?
Honestly, everything about Sleepless, like the more from an outside perspective, like for 3 years I was like, Sleepless is dope because you can't pinpoint them. Like they're so experimental and just pushing the limits of like kind of what dance is, especially on our small campus. And so I think now being on it, it's like that and more. Like it's that and making sure your body moves safely. It's making sure like you are being your best self versus looking like someone else. So I think it's just where you can grow holistically, dancer and as a person, as an athlete, because dancers do a lot.
What I feel special is there's like a dynamic that I've never really welcoming environment. There's like no competition. Everyone's super supportive of each other. No one's judgmental. And yeah, that's basically it.
I think Sleepless is obviously it's very growth oriented, but it's sort of the perfect balance between making sure that everyone's getting pushed, making sure that everyone is being put just a little bit outside their comfort zones, that they're growing, but also just sort of being that safe space where everyone can express themselves, sort of be free to dance and sort of figure out their own movements. I think in terms of all the teams around campus, I think this is a really good balance between those two things.
Special. Definitely the support everyone has for each other. Immediately after being part of the team, even before I was part of the team at auditions, it felt like a family right away, and nothing was forced. It was like everyone was there because of their love for dance and also their love for people and creating deep, meaningful friendships.
And dance-wise, their freestyle is like that emphasis on freestyle mixed with choreo is like I haven't seen any team do that. Like even on the stuff I've done before, like we would like freestyle, but we would never do like weekly ciphers. We would never do all these little like exercises to build up like our own style. Like that I've never seen before, and it's like really cool to be a part of. Social-wise, no one cares. Like
smoking out the window, singing, how could you do this to me? How could you do this to me? And
Are you okay?
Everyone literally like is just themselves, and it's so fun like to be a part of. Everyone's so welcoming. Everyone's so like I don't have to worry in this team. So yeah.
I really think the environment that is built here is like super special. I've been on like other teams growing up, and I feel like what we have here is hard to find. It's hard to find somewhere else. Like the amount of support and just like energy you get from every single person is very special.
Niggas, they don't know them lyrics. They don't know truth, you can feel it. They don't know truth, you niggas shut inside. Gotta reach high to see me. Now I'm just shining. One day it's
I think something special about Sleepless is the community, because I think a lot of the time within any like discipline or like art, it's kind of hard to find like a supportive group and those who are like wanting and willing to uplift each other no matter like the struggles and whatnot. So I think even during the pre-auditions, I've seen that kind of environment that I really wanted to be in. So that's when I knew that, and that's what I like about Sleepless.
It's like so captivating and like the most subtle.
Absolutely.
What makes Sleepless special is that we don't sleep much. Psych. No. I think it's like definitely like the people, like we're not like trying to be the best or anything. We're all trying to work on ourselves, and like we all encourage each other to be our best selves, and that's what I appreciate about this team.
The last question is, what are you looking forward to this year?
A lot of things. I'm looking forward to making memories, being on a team again. I haven't been on a team in a while. And I mean, I was looking forward to growing, and I'm growing like every day, every time I come to practice. So I'm just looking forward to more memories, more growth, and having a really fun 4th year.
I'm looking forward to like getting closer with everybody on the team since it is my first year. And I'm also looking forward to learning more like routines, getting more comfortable with like movements and everything like that.
Honestly, I'm just excited to have more like ciphers. We've been having a few ciphers throughout the year, and like I find them really fun. I think obviously it's more challenging because I'm less confident in my freestyle, but I've been growing in confidence, growing in my dance vocabulary. So just being able to see everyone dance, being able to pick stuff up from everyone, it's been really rewarding, and I really want to know that in the future.
How much our friendships with each other have grown by the end of the season.
Just the continuous growth that's gonna happen throughout the season, and then even in the next if I get lucky enough to be a part of Sleepless again, just that growth I'm excited for.
This year, I'm excited to just grow more in freestyle and dance in general. I'm excited for pop, and yeah, I'm just bonding with the team every day.
I think I'm just looking forward to growing as a person as well as a dancer, because I think especially last year I didn't dance at all because everything was just online and COVID, and I think that I kind of set myself up for failure because I wasn't able to make any friendship connections, and I wasn't able to dance after dancing for a couple years straight, so it was really different. So yeah, I think I'm just really excited to continue bonding with the teammates and with the team and growing as a person and a dancer.
I am looking forward to retreat. I heard it's very fun.
It is. What do you feel that Sleepless adds to the dance community at UCSD?
Wow. I think Sleepless is a really big part of the dance community, just not only for its reputation, but also because of its consistency. A lot of teams go up and they kind of come down and they have their years, and that's life. But I feel like Sleepless because you're pushing the boundaries, because we're experimenting, because we're like grounding ourselves, we kind of like, we don't stay at our peak like meaning we're the best. We stay at our peak meaning like we challenge ourselves the most. And I think that's what we bring to the community. Like we kind of make everyone step back and it's just like, okay, we're dancing and like, yeah, we're dancing, but like, why are we dancing? Like, what is dance? I don't know, I feel like Sleepless just adds so much purpose and meaning and direction to the dance community.
Looking forward to competing, just because it's like I got a taste of it during my cat-off year, and just it's like, you know, you always see it like when you look up to these other like huge dancers on YouTube and stuff. They're all competitive, they're all competing, and you're like dying to have like your time in the spotlight, and to be able to share that with your friends too, it's just, oh my god.
So excited for comp. Like, I love competing and this team is just so stacked and everyone's so good. So I know competition's gonna be like amazing, and I think it'll bring the team even closer together because we're like struggling together and we're also like going through a lot of like successes and hardships together. So I'm really excited for that, and our newbies are so good. So I can't wait to see them compete.
I'm really looking forward to comp season because I've like basically started dancing in college, so I've never been to an actual dance competition. So I'm very excited to like go through the whole training process with the team and like pull off a set that we can be really proud of.
Competition's gonna be really exciting. I've never gotten to compete before because, well, I mean, I had cat-off, but after cat-off I was supposed to compete, and then obviously the coronavirus happened. So I think going through the whole set building process and just being able to compete is gonna be really exciting.
Comp season. So excited for comp, like especially seeing like artistic and seeing their mind like open up in these little exercises and the choreo growth and like everything. Like I'm all like, even like in the conversations that I have with them, like in each artistic, I'm all like, they're about to bring something that's gonna be crazy.
Oh, definitely dance-wise, just like pure dance-wise, competing with the team. I feel like competing always brings people together because there's so many memories to look back on and so much to bond over.
I used to fucking hate comp season. I think that's like a very common experience for people to like not like comp season because there's a lot of like painful cleaning, like long hours, blah blah blah. I fucking loved comp season with Sleepless my freshman year. Like literally nothing compared, like especially spring quarter, because every time we cleaned, we could all collectively see ourselves get better in a way that like, I don't even know what was different. Like that's always what happens during cleaning. And for some reason, when it was with Sleepless, like I just felt so much more fulfilled. Maybe because I was a lot more emotionally invested, and also knowing that like every time a piece was gonna get cleaned, like I was gonna get closer to the people around me and form like stronger bonds. Like there was a guy named Austin Jew. I don't know if his name has come up around you before. Literal like legend from our year, but we were blocked next to each other a lot, and every time a piece was gonna get cleaned, I was like, I'm so hyped. Can't wait for Austin to do story time. Like, it was like something, like, because of the people around me, I'd start looking forward to like cleaning, which has literally never like baffled my mind. Like, I was like excited for cleaning.
Yeah, I'm really excited for because all of like the newbies, and we're gonna have more newbies, but like you're gonna get like you guys are gonna get along with each other so well. Like I
Mm.
already know, and like it's just gonna be
Mhm.
so great.
Yeah. You're so cute. Spring quarter, at that point, everyone knows each other super well. And like so much fun stuff happens. Like there are raves, there's sun god, like there are comps, there's retreat. Literally, I remember my spring quarter, every weekend something was happening with Sleepless. Someone would have their birthday and we'd all go to like the like have a kickback. Like we'd literally see each other every single day. And that's what hit me most. Like in person spring quarter, like is one of the best time periods of my life. Like seriously, like I'm so gassed. I'm so gassed.
I feel like everyone just has so like every single person like as a dancer too brings
Hmm.
so much.
I
And
agree so much.
even though like I've heard Sumi talk about how like a lot of like artistics aren't that experienced with like making a set, but like
Mm.
I just have full confidence that we're gonna have a set that we're proud of.
Same.
Also because like I feel like people like can tell when like you're actually friends.
One thing I'm really gassed for is I feel like Sumi and I will have like when we talk about like set stuff, like our minds really like get in sync. Like we're very, even though we have like different styles, I feel like our minds still like work together. Like the conversations we've had, I don't know, just work. Like I'm so gassed. I'm just so gassed.
I joined Sleepless in fall 2020. And I was a general member for the whole year. I applied to Elship at the end of the year, and I basically knew right away that media was the position that I wanted to do. It's all very surreal to think about because when I first entered college, after being on a dance crew in high school, it was basically the thing that I was looking forward to the most about college. I would fantasize about joining this perfect, amazing team where everyone was passionate and everyone was my friend. And in my excitement, I would stalk the dance teams at the colleges I was interested in. And I especially stalked Sleepless because their graphics were just so pretty. Never expected to be on a team. It's out of focus. Even in my fantasies, I never expected to be on a team for me as perfect as Sleepless. For some reason, all of our personalities matched. That happened last year, and that's what happened this year as well. And I've never been in a community where I've genuinely felt like I've always struggled with feeling, oh, like I don't fit in here, or this isn't my place, but I've always felt comfortable and safe in Sleepless and genuinely like loved and supported for who I am, and whatever like I do in front of them, it's just accepted, it's supported, and it's celebrated. And last year, specifically Elship had become my closest friends, and I began to perceive the role of Elship to be basically a role that makes this community, that makes these people feel comfortable and safe and like they belong. And that's what the kind of media, or not just media, but that's just the kind of Elship that I wanted to be for the newbies that came in this year, and like not just the newbies, but just for the team in general. So I just feel so lucky and so happy to be doing what I'm doing. It was only a few months into college when I realized that this team has become my whole life. Nothing has ever motivated me more to push myself to grow as a dancer other than Sleepless, but it's not just about being a better dancer, it's also about being a better person. It's about learning how to share my true self with other people, giving love and support to other people, and not because I expect to get that back, but then I receive it back anyway, because the team environment just makes you want to love and support other people, and yet at the same time grow more than you ever have in your life. And though some people from last year that were extremely important to creating this like view of what Sleepless is to me have left, and there's a lot of new people that joined this year, this honestly has not changed. And while we are so lucky to be in that community, we are the ones that make it the way it is. Each person that comes into Sleepless has continued to uphold and foster that about Sleepless. And this is another reason why I'm so excited for competition, because the people that watch us, the judges, the audience, whoever, are gonna be like, wow, those people love each other.
Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8.